right, everybody, welcome to NorCal Sports Network. And this is the same hat that Brock Purdy's dad wears. Chat loves it when Marty Lurie comes on.
Anytime you lose a game this time of year, when you can't go backwards, it's a problem.
All right, everybody, welcome on in NorCal Sports Network. You missed the first show at 9 o'clock or 8 o'clock, I guess, Pacific time. I had a great show with myself and I guess maybe a few people on Twitter. I guess somehow there was a glitch that happens, right? Sometimes technology doesn't work when you think it does, and we were not live on YouTube. We were live for a few minutes on X, and I was looking at the chat and I'm going, there's nobody in here. That never happens. What's going on? I don't get what's going on. So we're here live. Dallas should be joining us shortly, but we got a lot to talk about tonight, guys. A lot to talk about. Some new changes and different things coming to the Giants. New changes coming to NorCal Sports Network. Should have our sponsor, our new sponsor, up and ready to go here this week. I was trying to pull the logo down here the last couple minutes, but couldn't do it. Do it live! We'll do it live! That's right, Aaron says, screw it! We're going to do it live! I think he didn't say screw it. I think he said something else, but we don't talk that way here on NorCal Sports Network. Family show. Family show. All right, everybody. As you trickle in here, appreciate it. Let's get to our sponsor of the show, Chapman Law Group. New sponsor coming later this week. I'd hope to have it done today, but we'll be there hopefully tomorrow, Thursday at the latest. We've got the contract. We got it all done. We just got to get the logistics and start promoting. 415-613-9483, Chapman Law Group. You need legal advice, you need help, make sure you give Chapman Law Group a call. You got a personal injury, David Chapman and his group will get you taken care of over there at Chapman Law Group, 415-613-9483. All right, let me turn the band off. They're almost going through the whole song tonight. That was a long intro tonight, everybody. Welcome, welcome. If you haven't seen the news already, I'm sure you have. The videos out there with put out earlier today. By the way, the thing's got over 2,000 views. Thank you to all of you guys that follow NorCal Sports Network. And, you know, when I talk about following NorCal Sports Network, I just make a little PSA, right? You know what a PSA is, right? It's a public service announcement. Well, I'll just read some stuff what I've written down here. If you're a San Francisco Giants fan, there's no shortage of content out there, right? You're seeing lots of content creators out there, and that's a good thing. More Giants coverage is better for everyone. There's a lot of passionate creators doing solid work, and I respect that. I really do. It's there's a lot out there, and they're jumping up and they're coming into the space, which is great. The Giants are getting hopefully a little more popular. So why do I tell you want to keep it right here at NorCal Sports Network? Because what sets NCSN or NorCal Sports Network apart is experience, honesty, and perspective. I've been a Giants fan for 57 years, since 1968. I grew up in the Bay Area, lived and breathed Giants baseball, and even though now I'm here in Arizona, that connection has never changed, okay? I lived the highs and the heartbreaks, long stretches without division titles from 1971 all the way to 1987. No wild card burst back then, years of waiting. So when the Giants win, I know exactly what it took to get there, okay? I also played the game through high school and learned it from some of the most outstanding coaches. Coaches are so important. If you got young kids and they, you know, coaches can change a person's life and can change a a kid's directory, a pro's directory, direction. You'll hear people talk about great coaches. So coaching is so important. So, I think it's how I learned the game was, really fundamentally sound back in the 70s, early 70s, very strong coaches, and learned it the right way. So another thing that I would just say about why keep it here, we're not owned by the Giants, okay? And most content creators are not, but we don't have any media credentials. Wish we did, and that means we're not beholden to anyone, okay? We're not beholden to the Giants. At NorCal Sports Network, we don't sugarcoat. You know that. You've heard us if you've been here a while. We don't sell fans false hope here, and we don't hold back honest analysis, win or lose. That's just the way we do it here. No homer network, no casual network. That's just the way we roll. We bring current, former players on. We got media people, scouts, to give you real baseball insight, not just hot takes. So if you want passionate, knowledgeable, straight-up Giants coverage, you're at the right place. If you're serious about Giants baseball, which we are, I believe, don't just watch. Hit the like button, all right? Hit the like button. Subscribe to NorCal Sports Network. Turn on the notifications. We go live. We break it down honestly, and we don't miss anything. This is where real Giants fans belong, okay? Right here at NorCal Sports Network. That doesn't mean you don't go check out other content creators. There's a lot of good ones, as I've mentioned. So go check them out. The more, the merrier. But I think, I don't think there's anybody in the content space. A lot of guys just are fortunate. They grow up and they get in the media, they get that break and they get that media pass. They become a writer. They become a whatever it is. But, they haven't been fans like, guys like myself and others out there. Comes to mind, Eric grew up as a big Giants fan, Cody, guys that have been Giants fans a long time. And, a lot of guys just are, it's their team they cover because they get paid to do it or whatever. I've been a true fan since 1968. All right. So that's a little commercial, a PSA for NorCal Sports Network. I hope you understand it's, like I said, there's a lot of good creators out there. Go watch them, support them. But I think we can come up with the best of them when it comes to giving you Giants coverage, knowledge. I wish we had the insights that some of the guys are privy to. We have to dig a little deeper and work a little harder to get it, but we're bringing it. We're bringing it. All right. So let me see what's going on with Dallas. If I did. He says you got a link. I sent him the link. Let me send it to him again. Hold on here. One sec. We had some technical issues here tonight in the beginning. So let me just send this to Dallas real quick. And link. There we go. All right. Dallas should be in here shortly. Senior since 85. Hey, you know what? I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear from you guys right now in the chat. How long you been following the Giants? Now, you can't help it if you're not as old as I am, right? I mean, if you've been following them since 95 or 2000, it's probably because you're younger. I happen to be born in 61, so I've been following them since 68. Robert was 3 in 1985. My goodness, you were 3. I had my first child, Robert, in 1986. Yeah, dang. 1976, Rob says. Okay, let's, we can do a little deal here tonight. Maybe the longest tenured Giants fan. Maybe we'll send something out. We can send something out. 92, holy smoke, says. All right. So see, 76, 85, those were all prior to the good years, right? I I mean, a true fan, 80, going to games since 80. Okay. All right, senior going since 80. We bring in the legendary guy that's been following the Giants since back when they were in New York, uh, Dallas. Uh,
How old am I?
we're having a little fun. I was just giving a little PSA while I don't know if you heard any of it.
I listened to the whole thing. Yeah.
All right. We had a little glitch tonight. I don't know. I went live at 8:00 and I was live for 5 minutes. No one was on here. And I was like, what the heck's going on? So I looked at my phone. There was nothing there on YouTube. So I went to my wife and said, hey, are we on live? Because she watches. And she says, that says upcoming. And I don't know what happened to the glitch. It just never came on. We were on for 5 minutes on Twitter. So the 13 people that were watching us for the first 5 minutes, I played them a home run call while I was in San Diego watching the game, my call off of the bat of Wilmer Flores. But we did a little PSA talking about why you should keep it here at NorCal Sports. 1971, Mark Graves, first year the Giants actually won a division because there was no divisions until I believe 1969 is when baseball went to divisions. Prior to that, it was just National League winner went to the World Series, American League winner went to the World Series, met up. And that's why, I think winning World Series today is really quite an accomplishment prior to 1969. Yeah, you had to win your division, but if you got there, you're in the World Series. I mean, you didn't have to go through 2 rounds, maybe 3 rounds. So what we're talking about right now, before we get into some of the Giants happenings, is how long have guys been Giants fans? Dallas, when did you what year? I became a fan in 1968 at the age of 7.
For me, it was around 88. I was 7 years old.
Okay.
So
7 years
the
old.
Beginning of Will Clark and that whole era. Matt Williams coming up.
Senior said 1985. How old were you, Senior? In 85. My guess is he's probably around 7 himself. 7, 8 seems to be a magical age. You're starting to maybe play some baseball in organized fashion. And
also your brain is sort of coming online. And, I got the little Walkman that I could listen to the KNBR on.
Yeah. My brain still hasn't come online. I'm waiting for it. It's like, if I smack my head around a few more times, maybe, it's, but let's see, Rocky Rivera 5, she has got 3 rings won, and she never thought she'd see them win one. It was a really cool night in 2010. I'm curious, 8 years old for Rob, and he was 1975, I believe. Yeah, it seems like that's 7 to 9, 6, 5. It's a little hard to, maybe you went to a game, but you're really not sure what, can't really quite remember. I can tell you this. I went to games when I was out at Candlestick Park. I can remember going as a 10-year-old. I remember I was maybe 10, 11 years old. I could not see the players very well. And I was like, why are these guys so small out there? Well, I didn't realize, back then, testing the eyes was not as big of a thing. I don't know. I used to sit up front closer because I couldn't see the board. Maybe I never told my mom I can't see the chalkboard or something, but it was around 13 years of age, 12, 13. And it's frustrating me now. I want to go back and relive my Little League years. I hit over 300. I didn't see the ball that well because when I was 13, I had these sports goggle glasses. You guys remember Chris Sabo, the guy that played for the Cincinnati Reds, with sports, the goggles. Let me pull up a picture of Chris Sabo. This guy, I had these goggles when I played Babe Ruth. I got them my first year, and they were flexible. They were bendable. This is what Chris Sabo. All right, Cincinnati Reds. Mine were black. Imagine that. They were ugly. These are
Styling.
these are pretty cool. But I had the sports goggles so I could actually, see what the heck I was doing. All of a sudden, my shooting percentage went up in basketball. But I kind of bummed that I can't go back and relive my 10 to 12-year-old years because I don't think I saw the ball as clearly as I did once I got glasses. And, but I went to Candlestick. I'm telling the story. I couldn't see the players. Then once I got glasses, it was like, oh my gosh, this is a lot electric. The place was so vivid and green, and I just loved it. But the hot chocolate with the glasses, the problem, you're so cold at Candlestick, I drink hot chocolate, and then my glasses would steam up, and I couldn't see. So it was fun, though. All right, been watching Giants since 1961. Gary Kaufman. That's got to be the winner. The Giants didn't come to San Francisco until 1958. Speaking of Giants baseball since 1958, I showed you the guy's hat. You guys might want to check. If you like this style of hat, it's really cool. Since 1958, it's got the on the side, and then it's got the Fanatics logo on the other side. This isn't the new era baseball. And then it's got San Francisco right there. But it's a fitted hat. It's it's stretch, flex, I guess they call it. I kind of like this hat. I'm not sure where I got it, but if you're a history guy like me, 1958 is I just saw that. I said, I got to have that hat. I got hats galore. Here's one from Arizona, spring training, 2018. That's this look. Anyway, 2018 for me. I'm only 18 right now. Awesome. Well, welcome in. Sorry you had to be a Giants fan since 2018. You've only seen the worst of the Giants. You did get 2021, which is magical for all of us. But for the most part, you've seen not very good baseball. I want to just throw this out there, Dallas. The Giants, and guys, we're going to get into the Adrian Hauser signing and the Jason Foley and Gregory Santos here coming up. But, the Giants have, and I mentioned this recently, the Giants have, since their landing in San Francisco in 1958, do you guys realize they have only been in the playoffs or the postseason, better put, only one time that they've made it 2 years in a row? That's astonishing. One time. Who can name the years without Dallas? I know he knows it. Who can put up the years in the chat first? What 2 years did the Giants make the postseason in consecutive seasons? That's only happened once in the history of San Francisco. Only one time, exactly, at Lim Bo Gaming.
I wonder how true that is throughout the league, too. I know there's been dynasties where teams make the playoffs every year, but I bet there's quite a few teams where they don't make it the next year just because it's really hard to avoid injury and to keep a team, playing. You got to be kind of hot to be able to make it in. So I would be, I don't know. Sometimes you have a good year and then you have an off year and then you have another good year.
Well, unless you're the LA Dodgers and you've been in every year since 2013.
True. I kind of blocked that part out.
Yeah, let's see if we can find the years. Let's see if we can find the team that. Hold on here. What do we got going here? Here we go. All right, I'm gonna find. Hey Dan, are you hearing anything about Eldridge taking reps in the outfield? According to the sources that I've checked in on, have not heard any of that. Could not be confirmed, okay, or denied. Matthew is guessing 2010-11 or 11-12. That is incorrect, Matthew. We've got another guess, 89-90. That is incorrect as well. Come on, guys. You guys got it. Giants fans, what 2 seasons did the Giants make the postseason in consecutive calendar years? Baseball is played in one calendar year, unlike the NFL and the NBA, who overlap into. So, what 2 years did the Giants make the postseason? 94 was the strike year. That's right, Robert. I want to hear. Nobody look it up. Somebody's got to know. Somebody's got to know. This is. I got a God Squad cap from 1978. Which one is that? Is this the 78? I think this is what the Giants were wearing in 78. I wish I could pull out my Jack Clark autographed jersey, orange, number 22. Beautiful jersey. I love that thing. It was thick. It was a real jersey. Matthew, that is incorrect.
I think the 78 logo had kind of that square thing coming off the F.
I'm not sure. I can't, but I had an incredible Jack Clark jersey, and I honestly don't know what happened to it. I really don't. I'm having bad memory. It might have been the time. There we go. Winner, chicken dinner. Anthony Merkovich. 2002, they went to the World Series, lost Game 7 to at the time, were they the Anaheim Angels or the California Angels? They were one of the two. Can't remember.
They were Anaheim by then.
Might have been Anaheim. 2002 World Series, should have won it. We all know the story. Game 6, up 5-0. Russ Ortiz. Dusty comes out, takes the ball from Russ Ortiz and then gives it back to him. And said, there's your winner. Keep that ball. And it turned out not to be. And then 2003, the Giants, under new manager, Felipe Alou, I believe they won 100 games in 03. Right there. 100, something like that. I think they were, check out their record, Dallas. I think they were 161.
In 2003, 161.
Yeah, they missed it. Yeah, they didn't play as 162. And then they were the favorites. They looked like the team to beat, and they got beat badly in against the Florida Marlins. It was who was the guy that dropped the ball in right field? Jose Cruz? Jose Cruz. Does everybody remember that?
Yeah.
Routine fly ball to Jose Cruz. And he just missed it. Just dropped it.
In 2002, they had Jeff Kent, and then 2003, they had Ray Durham.
Yeah. So that was the only time, guys, in the history of the San Francisco Giants. Now, this is why you want to keep it here. We're going to give you history. A lot of guys don't go back this far. Like I say, we got Anthony Merkovich going all the way back. Who was it? Was it Anthony? Who went back to 1961? Who was my guy? Let's see. We had a lot of guys. Who was my guy? I'm going back here. 2018. Who's my 61? Who was it again? I know Rob C. was 1975. Wow, I don't know where that comment went. Sid 17. Listen to the Giants-Yankees World Series in 1962 on Armed Forces Radio at Yokota Air Force Base, Japan. Just a young boy of 8 years old. Awesome. So your dad must have been stationed over there, is my guess.
Must have been.
That's awesome. So there we go. 7, 8 years old. Did we ever get Senior's answer how old he was in 1985 when he started following it? Seems to be that everybody kind of is in that 7 to 10 range.
Yeah, seems like it.
Yeah. I mean, remember Brandon Crawford, the little photo of him?
Mm-hmm. He was a little kid.
Yeah,
he must have been 4 or 5.
He probably doesn't remember that much. Tom Wyerts, 1958. And if the Giants, I bet, had come in 56, he would have been following them then, too. 10 years old.
Yep, he had to wait till he could get a team.
Yeah. Were you following the Seals? The San Francisco Seals, Tom? Did you go to a Seals game? That would be of interest. The San Francisco Seals.
I gotta let these dogs out, Dan. I'll be back in 3 minutes.
All right, there we go. Yep, they gotta go. Cameron is Irish Luck. You got it. Yeah, somebody else beat you to that. We were just talking about that 2002-2003 season. Hit that like and subscribe, Eric says. Yes, as he's got CMC. I like that handle. CMC. Niners going to be able to do it against the Colts Monday night. Yes, Shark says like and subscribe. Yeah, hit that like button right now, guys. That will be awesome. If you hit the like button, man, it does something with the algorithms. It just pushes it out to more people. And then no problem, Cameron. No worries. It pushes it out. More people see it. And then we're going to be making a few changes here at NorCal. A little marketing design. Dom Peralta, you out there? If anybody sees Dom, tell him to come on in. I need to talk to him. I got some stuff for Dom. Okay. Oh, Cameron from Fantasy. I love it. All right. Yeah. Hey, are you playing this year, Cam? I had a bye, fortunately, or otherwise I think I would have lost this past week 15. But I got a lucky bye, and it's going to be a tough matchup to get to the championship, but we'll see. Anthony says, I'll hit him up, Dan. Thank you. All right. I got Dom's number. I could give him a call. I just, so we're doing a little, we're working on some changes, and we're going to add a sponsor here in the next day or two. I can tell you, let me see if I can give you a little bit of a sneak preview of that. Hold on. Let's see. Where am I going with this? Hold on. Where are we going? Images. All right, guys. Yeah, I can show you this. Guys, this can be fun. So we're going to have some specials to go by, and you're going to be able to hopefully win some money. But there we go. We're going to have a little bit coming. These guys will be working with NorCal Sports Network in a partnership. And if you're in California, which is nice, you can play Prize Picks. So we'll have some specials coming up for you guys, hopefully tomorrow, maybe Thursday at the latest, I'm thinking. But I just got to get the final deals wrapped up. But that's going to be fun. And we bring in back to Dallas. I don't know what happened. I guess you were on there and then you were gone. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Anthony. All right. Cameron is in 3 leagues in playoffs in all 3. Nice. I'm only in 1 league. Maybe I should do more. Hey, guys, by the way, baseball fans, you're going to want to keep it at NorCal Sports Network. We're going to have some fun fantasy baseball leagues going next year. And we'll do our draft in, probably late March before the season opens. I'm not sure if we're going to have any Japan games this year, if the Dodgers are going to Japan or what, but we'll do a draft and if you want to get in, just giving you a heads up, there will be an entry fee. So we may do 2 leagues. One may be 100, maybe the other might be 200. Okay. So for those who don't want to spend as much, we might just do the $100 league and then the $200 league. And so if that's something you want to get into, email at NorCal Sports Network at gmail.com. And the reason there, if you send it in the chat, I might, it disappears. So email NorCal Sports Network. Tell us if you want in the $100 league or the $200 league. If we get 24 people, well, we don't really need 24 because I'm playing. So that's 23. I don't know if Dallas is going to want to play or not. We'll see. It's up to him. We haven't talked about it yet. So,
I'll play this year.
Yeah. So 1 league, there's only 10 left. and if he wants to play in both, it'll be 10 left. And we'll do 12 teams. So little fantasy baseball. Robert says he's in. Anthony, I'm in. Okay. Email, guys. Email it right there. And then just tell me which league you want to get in, the $100 or the $200 league. If we fill up the $200 league enough, maybe we'll just do 2 $200 league. We'll see. It's fun when there's a nice pot, guys, at the end of the rainbow. It's a long season. And, Los, I played in Los's league this past season, and I just was stinking. I could not get out of the basement. And I had a good team. My guys just weren't hitting. All of a sudden, the last month, I was like that horse that, was coming from the back of the pack. And I got all the way up to second, and Los was getting nervous. And I got into second. Going into the final day of the season, I was in second place. And I took a little risk, and my pitchers failed me, and I fell to third, and that cost me $400. Yeah, I would have got second place. I would have got $600. I ended up falling into third. I got my money back, which, it's better than nothing, right? But even if you don't win or place, it's fun. It's fun. And, we like to have fun. And so I'm giving you guys an early start, because if we announce it in early March during spring training, it's like everybody rushes to the end. So you want to get in, and we will do this through Yahoo.
And you got time to start saving your money.
Yeah, saving your money, do some scouting, read up, go subscribe to Baseball America. That's more for minors, but Baseball America, we had a guest on Monday night. I don't know if anybody saw that, but that was a good show. Jesus Cano, actually from the Bay Area, grew up in a town not very far from me at all. In fact, we went to the same junior college, different times, of course. I joked with him and said I beat their team in it with a winning field goal 80 years ago. It wasn't quite 80, but it was 1978, because that was my junior year, because we played football in the 78 and the school year ended in 79. I graduated in 80. So 1978, how many years is that? 22 plus 25, that's 47 years ago. That was not too far from 80, is it, Dallas?
That's pretty close. Getting up there.
That's a long time, man. I mean, probably the majority of our audience is not even 47 years old.
But that was a really good show the other night. Those guys are really knowledgeable about all the guys in lower minor leagues, and it was good to get like a little snapshot of each of those guys, so we kind of have an idea of who's coming up. So that was a good show. If anyone missed that, go back and listen to it because it was worthwhile.
Best YouTube channel for fantasy is Rates and Barrels. Okay, I have to remember that. Robert's only 42, yeah. 42, and yeah, I'm kicking a winning field goal as a junior in high school, and Robert's 5 years, not even in his parents' eyes at this point. All right. Well, let's get to the news of the day, shall we? And that's a good segue right there. What's your thoughts about getting Gregory Santos back? I liked him, and he throws hard. I liked him a lot, too, in 21. And he was the guy that was traded to Seattle for, what was his name? I can't remember. He made so many trades with Seattle, I can't remember who was who. Rod Dunham says 2002 and 2003. Yes, he must be following yes, you're right, Rod. That was the years the Giants, only time they made the playoffs, consecutive seasons. But
Rod, push that live button. Catch up to real time.
They wait for that, and they break
about
down.
10 minutes. He's going to hear that.
Yes. Let me get this banner off. That's okay. So I like the deal with Santos signing. You know, he's coming off Tommy John, I believe. Is that right, Dallas? I think so.
I hadn't heard that. Is that true?
I think he's not even going to be available till the middle of the year is what I've heard. I don't know. That's what somebody told me, so I have not verified that. And then the other move was the big move was Adrian Hauser. Adrian Hauser, who pitched last year for the White Sox, pitched against and then got traded to Tampa Bay. Actually had two starts against the Giants, one with Tampa and one with the White Sox. I think in the White Sox game, I mean, he pitched like 7 innings, shutout ball, 4-hitter or something like that. He's not a bad pitcher. He's one of the guys that I thought they would be looking at as I was kind of hoping they might go Hauser, a guy like Hauser, but also go top level like Suarez or Valdez or Imai. But I don't think that's where the Giants want to go. I don't believe they want to get into that market where they give anybody more than 3 years. The Hauser deal is a 2-year deal with a club option for a third. So kind of think of in terms of Hauser as a guy like, I don't know, maybe a slightly younger than Alex Cobb when Cobb came over. You know?
Yeah. I mean, I saw a lot of negativity because people are expecting the big signing, but I kind of like the move. I mean, the guy's got a 3.3 earned run average last year and a 4 career earned run average. That is pretty solid for a middle of the order guy. I mean,
he's a 4. He's a 4, maybe a 5. He's one of those guys.
But yeah, but at $11 million a year, you know, this is cheaper than what Verlander was last year, and you're going to get better production than what you were hoping to get from Verlander. Verlander, you were hoping to he'll have a 4 ERA or mid 4, and I think you can kind of expect that with this guy. for cheaper and younger. And, I think, I don't know. I wasn't as negative on the move. The Giants need pitching depth. They need guys in that rotation. They don't have enough pitchers right now, starters or bullpen. So they need warm bodies in that rotation. And this guy is legitimate starting pitcher. I think he's a good addition to the staff. Now, do you want him to be the only addition? I don't. I would prefer to see them bring somebody else by free agent signing or by trade, and then we will have those, two arms, two starters that we were hoping for at the beginning of this whole thing. So if he's the only move, a little underwhelming, I think, but I like it because at a bargain, you got him for less than half the price that you'd pay for MI. And that guy has never pitched in the major leagues before. You don't know what he's going to do. So, I think from a reasonability standpoint, it makes pretty good sense.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a funny comment. Watching Giants sign the two relievers reminds you when I played in this SF Latin leagues at Crocker, Amazon in 1993. Seeing a guy called over, thinks he can pitch. He threw 42 miles per hour. Can't make it up. That's pretty hilarious. Now, I will say this about Jason Foley. He is coming off shoulder surgery, and that guy had 28 saves in 2024. So he's kind of going to be like a midseason acquisition because he's not going to be available. But that guy can throw. I don't know, shoulder surgery, what the terms were. Did anybody hear the terms on Jason Foley? Was it a 1 year? Was it a 2-year deal? What did he get? Because
I'll pull it up here, but I thought they said that he would be available opening day.
Maybe. I don't know where that news came from. I heard it later. See what you guys got. You guys got any information on Jason Foley? That guy can throw in the upper 90s and hit 100. And I'm saying if he's healthy, he's going to compete for the closer's job. Yeah, I thought that was a curse too. 107 with it's.
Oh yeah, it says Justice De Los Santos says he won't be ready to go at the beginning. It'll be sometime mid-season.
Okay.
So he won't be an option for opening day. Okay. But he's reports Foley is guaranteed $2 million on the deal.
Okay, so he's they're hoping he's like a guy that comes out to maybe around the trade deadline and becomes, it's probably going to take him a couple of months of rehab in the minors. Maybe he starts throwing in early to mid, maybe mid to early April, right around there. Maybe he had surgery in May, gets his throwing up. No, that doesn't sound good. That didn't sound good, right? He gets his throwing.
Hopefully he's not throwing up.
Yeah, no, that didn't sound right. He gets his throwing in, and if he can, maybe he's throwing a little bit in spring, just getting ready, and it's probably going to take him 3-4 months of rehab. That's generally about what it takes.
Yeah, but that could be a good mid-season addition. When generally at some point guys start to go down, and you have someone up to come and fill in a hole. So that might be a good little boost in the back end of that order if he is on pace and throwing like he was previously in his career. So a little bit of a gamble, but not really. At $2 million, you can't really go wrong.
Yeah. Giants should trade for Peralta, sign either Ranger Suarez or Framber Valdez. If we get those two, trade Robbie Ray and use that money to sign Fairbanks. I think that would be nice, but I don't think Suarez and Valdez want anything less than 5. Suarez might take a 4-year deal, but probably looking for 5. And I've heard Valdez is looking for 6. I'm not sure if the Giants are willing to do that. But let's take a quick peek at some of the starters that are out there. We just talked about Adrian Hauser. I'm okay with Hauser. He's got a good sinker. Going to keep the ball on the ground. I think it's 47% keeping the ball on the ground. I mean, this is a guy that is, like I said, he had a 2.1 ERA with the White Sox in 11 starts last year. That's pretty darn good. Then he went and he got hit hard when he went to Tampa. But let's take a look at these players here and see what their projected salary market value is, and see if the Giants. Let me ask you guys: Jordan Montgomery? He's been washed. Are we laughing at something in the chat here or something?
No, I'm laughing at Jordan Montgomery.
Oh, okay.
He was going to sign for $20 million like 2 years ago.
Yeah, and his market value is $2.6 million now. Nick Martinez, that seems a little steep. Chris Bassett, that's a guy that's still out there. Giolito. Now Valdez looking at $33 million. I don't know how many years there's a projected contract in here as well. We could look up later. Montos might be a guy you just take a shot at. He's only 32.7 years of age. He's a guy that's not going to cost. He's going to be less than Hauser. That's a guy you might look at a flyer on. And I'm not just, hey, even if they sign Scherzer, go ahead and sign a couple more guys that could be starters, and then they move them over to the bullpen. Verlander got $15 million last year. They're projecting half of that for his market value for going into next year.
Yeah, but he's not going to take guys like that. You know, they have the clout or whatever. They don't go sign for half. I think he probably signs for 14 or 15 again.
Yeah. I don't think they signed Valdez because of the qualifying offer. They're not going to. I don't think now they're going to sign Zach Gallen or Shota Imanaga because of the qualifying offer. Ranger Suarez, qualifying offer. Look he's going to get a nice payday. $11.3 million last year. He's projected to go up almost $27 million. Tyler Mahle, that's a guy that I would take a flyer on. Okay, $5.5 million. They do need another lefty. Now, do you go after a Patrick Corbin or a Jordan Montgomery or a Nestor Cortez who's on the available? Nestor Cortez. None of these guys, the only guys with qualifying offers, Brandon Woodruff. I thought he accepted it at Milwaukee, didn't he? I thought he did. I don't know why he's on here. I may be mistaken, but I thought he accepted the qualifying offer. Michael King, Suarez, Imanaga. Tatsuya Mai doesn't have no qualifying offer, but he does have that posting fee.
What about Patrick Corbin as a left-handed fifth guy in the rotation?
He could be okay. He's kind of up and down. You don't know what you're going to get. Yeah, but
he's consistently like mid-fours earned run average, but he pitched 155 innings last year, so he's, he can give you
155 innings. That's you need innings. You need the guys that are going to eat innings.
If you're not going to sign one of those big guys, which seems like they're not, you do got to get somebody else in there.
Now, Zach Littell, that's a swing man. He was former Giant. He's due about close to $13 million. Austin Gomer pitched with the Rockies for years and then the Cubs. He's a lefty. Not going to make a lot of money. Projected 2.7. Griffin Canning, 20. Look, if I'm the Giants and I'm not going to spend the money, then go throw money at some of these smaller guys. If you don't want to spend $15 million on one guy, go get a guy like where did I just set his name? Griffin Canning, and pay him $5 million. And
Austin Gomber last year was 0-7 with the 7.49. Pitching in Coors Field. Yeah. 0-7 is not saying much on the Rockies, but 7.49 is even pretty rough, even for Coors Field.
Okay, how about Corbin? $5.5 million. There's one guy. Griffin Canning, 4.6. There's $10 million between the two. And how about would you take a flyer on a lefty like Quintana, or I thought Brad Keller signed, but I'm not sure. But, a couple of guys that are in that. And look, I'm not saying that's a great move. I'm just saying if you're not going to go spend $15 million on one guy, why not go spend $10 to $15 million on three guys and see if one of them makes it? It's bodies. I don't know. But then you got to deal with the 40-man roster, right? You got to deal.
Yeah.
And so some of these guys, they may wait and see if they can get them on a non-guaranteed minor league contract, a non-roster invite, and see if they can get, kind of like Joey Lucchesi made the team last year.
Yeah. Filling in holes in the bullpen, I could see doing that, and I think they definitely will do that. But for your starting pitchers, I don't think you can rely on having one of those guys come through.
Right. But one of them might hit, the other guys might go in the bullpen. Yeah. Yeah, they had to give up 2 picks in the 20 after, because they signed Adames, and then the other years they signed Snell and Chapman and lost picks, I believe, right?
Yep.
Oh yeah, absolutely. There's about 7 or 8 guys that can be spared off that 40-man roster.
Just in the outfield.
Okay. Yeah, let's go over. Okay, we're going to play GM, all right? Let's play a little GM right now, and we will decide. Hate to tell you, some of you guys on the Giants, but you're about to be unemployed. So let's go over the roster, and you say, and I say, hello, or you're here, or goodbye. All right, Tristan Beck. They've got 21 pitchers now that they've added Foley.
Can you pull up the list?
Let's see if I can do it. Let me see if I can do it. I have it on my phone. Let me see. SF Giants current 40-man roster. I think I got it. Yes, I can. All right. You ask.
Oh, good.
And you shall receive. That's right. Here we go. All right. There's the pitchers. Now they have added Hauser and Foley. That makes it 23. They had 21. Allow notifications later. I don't want to hear from you. Thank you. Tristan Beck. Let's just go through the obvious here. Oops. Hold on here. What happened? Split. Oh, thanks. What the heck? What happened to my screen here, Dallas? What'd you do?
Zoom out.
Zoom out. How do you do that? Wait.
Do you have yeah, there you go.
Wait. Zoom. What? Who's this? Kai Wei Ting. Hi. How are you? It's like, what the heck? All right. Let's escape. Escape whenever you're. Escape. I can't even escape, Dallas. What's going on? How about if we do this? How about roster? What the heck's going on? Prospect.
Are you in full screen mode or something?
I don't know. You're dealing with a really compromised guy when it comes to. You know what we're going to do? We're going to close that out, and we're just going to go back into Google and do the search all over again. Giants.
There you go.
Current 24-man roster. There we go. And we'll bring that up. And there we go. Don't ask me for that message again.
There we go.
All right. I know there's some obvious guys that I could move off of. Keaton Wynn's a guy I can move off of. But the outfield, Gerard, I don't think he fits this team. I don't see.
Probably not, but if I'm getting rid of outfielders, he's not one I get rid of right away. I let him come to spring training.
Okay. How about who else is on here? Meckler, McCray? What are we going to do with these guys? Going to leave them on the roster?
I think Meckler has had his chance. He never could make it up.
Yeah, Wade. Wave goodbye to Wade. Okay, there's one opening. You're not going to move off of any of the catchers. You need 3 on your roster. The pitching is where the majority of the roster is. They're not going to move off of Birdsong. I don't think they're moving off of Bivens. Brubaker.
They just signed Brubaker.
Yeah, and I don't think they're getting rid of Budo. Foley's staying. Gage
with Hinches. They may not need Gage anymore, but they kind of liked him.
You got Hinches and Miller as the lefties, but the only other lefty that's Martin. San Martin is a lefty. I don't think they just signed him. I don't think he's going anywhere.
He might be
3. I mean,
interesting. There's a lot of guys on that list that. When we went through this, 6 months ago, we had a lot of guys to get rid of. So they've been cutting people out of there a little bit. But Beck and the other guy at the bottom, what's his name? Tristan Beck and Keaton Wynn. Both those guys are not going to make it.
Beck, did you say?
Beck and Wynn. I think they're never going to make. There's always going to be a better reliever than them, and there's going to be a better starter than them, and they're just in the middle 4A guys that are just not gonna make it. So if they could move those guys, they should.
All right, let's pick the rotation as of today. All right, as of today, we got Robbie Ray. Their names pop up. We'll put them in the starting rotation. You know what? Who's not on here is Hauser yet. So he's going to come on. So you've got starting pitchers, Robbie Ray, 1, Roop, 2.
Well, Randy Rodriguez is on the 60.
He'll go to the 60. When can he go to the 60, though? When can you put these guys on the 60? Somebody called me tonight and asked me that question. Let me find that out here.
I'd be surprised he wasn't on there already.
I think there's a certain time you got to wait in there during.
You can put him on the 360 list.
Hold on, let's find out. Let's find out. All right, we're asking. Major league player can be placed on the 60-day IL, which removes him from the 40 only under. Okay, let's see. When can you add a player to the 60? The player must already be on the 40 and during spring training before opening day. That's what I thought. Because that would allow you to just load up on guys on your 40 if you can just put 10 guys on your 60. So this is why they don't let you do it now.
It's 60 game days, right? 60 days during the season.
60 days, but what it does is it moves you off the 40. You don't count against the 40-man roster.
Yeah.
So right now you have to count these guys on the 40. So the Giants are going to make a move.
But they wouldn't put anyone on the 60 that could make the opening day roster.
No. Let's count how many guys they've got here. Beck, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Foley, Gage 7, 8, 9, 10 Miller, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 is San Martin, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 is Webb. 22 pitchers on the starting or on the 40, plus you got to add Adrian Hauser. So we got 22. 3 catchers is 25. Infielders 26, 7, 28, 29, 30, 31. And then outfielders 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So, and Rafi Devers. So wait a minute. Are we over on the Ross one?
No. While not officially part of the 40-man, this is including the 60-man, but he's just not listed.
Who's that?
Rodriguez.
But he's still on the 40. He can't go on the 60 until spring training.
Well, didn't they put him on the 60 when he got hurt?
Yeah, but then the season ends and it starts over again.
Oh.
I believe. Because otherwise, think about it. You can just like have endless amount of people on your 60 and then just
no, but if he's on the 60 now, then he would have to. I see what you're saying, though. Okay.
It's an unfair advantage.
Yeah, I don't know why they have. There might be other people on this list that are not on the 40. Let's see if there's another list.
Hit that like, share, and subscribe. I'm out, y'all. There we go. Ryan, producer Ryan. All right, let's count how many guys are on this roster because I think I counted 22 pitchers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 is 10th is Miller, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22 plus 3, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41 with Devers. Maybe Hauser, or not Hauser, but maybe what's his name's not on it yet officially, Jason Foley.
He's on it. Hauser's not yet.
Let me go to is this the Giants page? This is the San Francisco Giants page.
Yeah, but I'm looking at Baseball Reference, and they have 41 without Hauser. But they do have Foley.
Okay, so there's 41. So somebody's got to go soon.
Yep, well, maybe someone already has.
Somebody's going, or there's a possible couple guys coming off maybe in a 2-for-1 deal or something. I mean, remember, you got to put Hauser on here. So they're 2 over. Add Hauser to it, and there's 2 guys that got to leave without even adding any other changes, and they're still not done. They're not done with this offseason.
Yeah. I think Joey Weimer and Justin Dean are redundant.
Well, Justin Dean has a ring now.
That's true.
And I kind of like his braids there. I think guys that are gone quickly are Meckler. They're not going to take Dean and Weimer off. Well, they could. Farhan was used to doing that all the time, right? He'd bring guys on and they'd be off before they even got a jersey number.
Yeah. Beck and Wynn and Matt Gage is probably redundant now.
I don't know. I'm not sure if you. I take.
But there might be a trade coming. I don't know. How much wiggle room there is if they have to have something done tomorrow?
Let's find out here. Let's ask the question here.
Like if they cut Grant McCray, is he going to get picked up by somebody else?
Probably not. How long can you have over 40 guys on your Major League Baseball roster before having to get down to 40? Right. There is no grace period. The rule's clean and simple. A major league club cannot be over 40 players on a 40-man roster anytime once a transaction is official. The moment a move would put you at 41, you must simultaneously make a corresponding move. Major League Baseball does not allow "we'll fix it later today" windows. Transactions that add a player won't be approved by the league unless the 40-man math already works. Something's brewing, guys.
Something's brewing, or the reporters are just not doing their job.
Yeah. Something's had to have happened with this roster already. I don't know why Foley is on there other than I guess he must be on there because they didn't have to do a physical.
You don't have to make a corresponding move until they pass the physical.
Well, why is he on the 40, though, already? We know Hauser hasn't passed a physical. He hasn't. That usually takes a few days after the announcement. But is Foley, I don't understand why he's on there. Well, let's just look at it this way. We know Foley and Hauser are coming on. Let's say Foley's technically hasn't passed the physical and he's not supposed to be on there. They're 2 over once they pass their physical. They go to 42. Right. So
they were at 40. The Giants added Foley today on the transactions list, which means there needs to be a corresponding move, which they haven't announced yet. But they probably put in the paperwork and then no one has reported it yet.
Yeah. According to, let me see. Let me look this up because I got that information from the internet. Let's ask MLB.com. MLB rules. MLB 40.
Well, let's just report it now. Wade Meckler has been designated for assignment.
Sure, Mrs. Meckler's mother's. Sorry. How cruel is NorCal Sports Network. MLB 60 man. 60.
He'll clear waivers though. He'll be back on the team. Don't worry.
Yeah. Okay. I'm looking up MLB. Here we go. Let's do this. Let's not shoot from the hip. I've got one good hip and one bad hip. So let's, all right. Can we see this? 60-day IL. The 60-day injured list is the longest. Blah, 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 blah. If a club doesn't need a 40-man roster spot to replace an injured player, the player may be kept on the 10-day. Okay. All right. All players who are eligible for the 60-day, unlike the 10, which is, okay. History. Well, it doesn't tell us when you can go on the 60-day. All right, let's ask it this way. MLB 60-day IL. Let's ask,
they have to be removed from the 60-day IL before 5 days after the World Series, and then they can be replaced on the 60-day IL the next preseason. So they must have already adjusted it for Rodriguez.
Yes, a player can be placed on the MLB 60-day IL during the offseason, but it primarily serves roster flexibility for the next season, as the 60-day count doesn't begin until opening day, and they essentially occupy a 40-man roster spot until then, often to clear space for other moves to keep injured players. Okay, a key point is that a player on the 60-day must be added back onto the 40-man roster after the World Series. Okay, so after the World Series, you got to go back on the 40. So this is in the season after World Series, must be added back to the 40, essentially returning to team control. Why teams do it now? To stash injured players. Addition. Okay. I guess it goes back to that the Giants, I don't know how it works. I wish it was a little more clear, but it sounds like to me that they're 2 over once Hauser comes
There's going to be 2
Foley.
DFAs tomorrow.
Yeah.
Got to be.
2 DFAs or trades will be happening. And it may have already officially taking place with MLB. Well, maybe Foley's not really on there. I don't know. I don't understand why he's showing
Foley
up on there.
is on the transaction list. He's already been added. So there has to be a corresponding move for him at least. And then Hauser might be pending a physical before they add him.
Yeah. All right. So we'll see where this thing goes. Maybe Foley can go to the.
There'll be a move tomorrow.
Maybe Foley can go to the 60-day. I don't think he can until spring training.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, think about it, Dallas. If you can add all these injured guys that are coming back in July, right? Think about this. You got this 40-man roster. Let's say you're the Dodgers, because everybody says the Dodgers, circumvent and they find ways to accumulate players. They got a 40-man roster, and they don't want to get rid of their 40-man roster guys because they like all their guys, and they go sign 10 guys who are coming back in July, and they immediately put them on the 60-day IL, and they don't have to remove anybody at the 40-man roster. That's why baseball doesn't allow this, because there's a lot of guys that are going to rehab in the off season. If you can just sign them and stick them on the 60-day, you're just stockpiling players, and there's no use of a 40-man roster. It becomes like a 50-man roster.
Right. That makes sense. So, yeah, tomorrow a move will happen, or two moves, possibly.
Oh, no, Anthony. I don't see that at all. McDonald's, he's a guy that they like.
Yep.
He pitched 2 really good games at Oracle. He could
like
be
him.
Yeah.
Carson Seymour, he could go.
Is that list still? What happened to our list here? Let's put that back up there. All right. We're going to send out
Reaver San Martin. He might go.
He's a lefty, though. I think they got him for the bullpen.
I know, but they've got some lefties now.
You can never have enough lefties. I think you need 4 or 5, and hopefully 2 or 3 of them pan out. I don't know. Seymour, see ya. Although he is 6'6", and we do want to lead the team in guys over 6'6", because we are the Giants.
Plus, our 3 Carsons, they cut Ragsdale, so now we only have 2 Carsons left, and if they get rid of Seymour, we're down to 1.
Well, that's just not very good thinking. That's okay, so we can't get rid of Seymour because we definitely need at least 2 Carsons.
Yes.
All right. I think Meckler's look, DFA him, no one's picking him up. He comes back as a he's off the roster. You could probably do the same thing with McRae.
He'll clear waivers. That's what they are looking at. Who's going to clear waivers, and that's
think about
that makes
it.
The most sense.
Tidwell, no, Anthony. Tidwell's a guy they like. He may be one of their top. He may crack the starting rotation. Here's what they're going to waive a couple guys unless there's a trade already that's coming. Think about this. If any team wants a Wade Meckler or a Grant McRae, they have to put them on their 40-man roster. They can't just claim them and stash the guy and put him in their minors. So if they get waived, somebody's got to pick them up, put them on the 40. And so there could be a minor type trade. You could move a Grant McRae for a prospect, a younger prospect that you don't have to put on your 40, and say, and a Meckler. Maybe you just get somebody's, single A guy or whatever.
Yeah, or something more substantive. You could be a Luis Matos packaged with somebody.
Yeah. I mean, you could be looking at a guy like Wade Meckler and Grant McRae for that bat they're looking for, Aaron Judge. I mean, that'll do it right there, wouldn't it? Would that get it done, McRae and Meckler? Or is that too much?
They might have to throw in Kaiwei Tang also, but
Kaiwei Tang. Okay. Yeah.
Because they want a pitcher also.
Cole Dunstan says Matos and Encarnacion for Peralta. I think I could see a Matos going, but I think Milwaukee would want somebody along the lines of a Johnny Level as well, out of the minors. I don't think anybody's Encarnacion. I don't see that, but I could see a Johnny Level and maybe a pitcher. Look, they got 23 guys that are going to be on the on the 40-man roster. And only Foley is hurting, right? That's going to be not available. None of these other guys are long-term injuries, right? No. So we'll see. Tomorrow, guys, be fun. We might have a trade for you. But
could be.
But Dallas has already made the call to Wade Meckler's mother and has told her, don't worry, that he'll be back. He's just not going to make as much money. What a terrible thing, Dallas. It's Christmas time. We're, December 16th. We're 8 days out from Christmas, and you've cut Wade Meckler and just sent him packing. How cruel.
He doesn't have to pack, though. He's just going to stay in Sacramento. Lovely town. I live there. It's fine.
Well, do you think maybe he can move in with the Susaks up there in Rosedale?
Sure. Roseville.
Roseville. Oh no, insane. That's a lot to give up for. No way am I making that trade. No way am I giving up that much. Bo Davidson? No. You're not giving that much up. That's a lot to ask for Freddie Peralta. I could see Maui, so long. Ahuna, goodbye. Matos, I hate to see him go, but I could let him go. But I could give up 3 of those 4 if one of them's not Bo Davidson. I could do that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's just 1 year of control for him, right?
Insane says you wouldn't do that. He would do it in a heartbeat. Not Bo Davidson. He's what is Bo Davidson prospect wise? Isn't he like 5th on the Giants? Let me look at the top 30. Bo Davidson is, it's dialing up. Bo Davidson is number 5 prospect. Now, you're not going to give up for a rental. That's too much.
Yeah. If you get somebody with 2 years of control, maybe, I think that'd be doable.
Although Johnny Level's the number 4 prospect, I could see a Level in a deal, but not all those other players. I could see a Level and 1 prospect plus Matos, or 1 prospect plus Birdsong, but I don't think they want to give it. Johnny Levels.
I'd hate to give up Birdsong for a 1-year rental.
Yeah.
Just because he could bounce back, he could find all these new pitching coaches coming in could help him out. And, he could be back in the starting rotation.
Yeah. There's certain guys you want to keep. And one of the guys you want to keep is a Bo Davidson. He's an outfielder with a lot of tools. Johnny Level is good, but he's expendable because the Giants have Josar Gonzalez in their system that's going to come up, and also Luis Hernandez, who they're about to sign. They're not going to trade those 2 guys, and those are the guys they want to build around. If they trade those guys, it's going to be when their value's way, way all-time high stock, where you can get an established star. But it does make
Bo Davidson, he's got just that raw power. He's got the 110 mile an hour exit velocity. So,
yeah. All right, Dallas.
Final word.
Final word before we get out of here. Do you want to apologize to Wade Meckler or anybody else on the Giants roster, or you have anything?
No, I don't. Wade will get his shot someday. So it's just not his time right now, and he's going to do what's best for the team and go get off the 40-man and make room to get somebody to help the team. So Wade understands that. It's not going to be a big deal. He'll we can, when we need an outfielder, then we can possibly call him up someday. Right. Yeah. So final thoughts. I like the moves. I like the potential of having the guy that throws hard back into the bullpen, even though he's going to be hurt for the next couple of months. I think, that could be a good addition mid-season. And we need arms in the rotation, and a 4 earned run average is solid. 3.3 last year, that's really good. So Hauser, I think it's a good addition. I hope it's not the only addition. I think they need one more, at least a 3. You got to add at least another 3. If you add another 2, wonderful. If you add another 1, the heavens can part and we will all be happy. But they got to. We're halfway there to adding to our starting rotation, and then and the bullpen still needs some work. So that's got to happen. But what's really got to happen, we need an outfielder. And if we don't get an outfielder, I'm going to feel underwhelmed this offseason. So, Buster, I know he's working on it. He's on the phone right now, talking to somebody, trying to get it done. So it's coming.
Yeah. Let's look at a trade that makes sense. Let's give up a couple of guys here. We'll let me look on page 2 here.
So that would work also, George. That would work also.
All right. Here's a couple of guys. Now, I'm sure the Brewers don't want this guy, but if you wanted to do a trade, they said it's going to take Insane said it's going to take a lot to get. Insane says it's going to take a lot. Where did it go? Dom Peralta's in the building. Dom, I need to talk to you. I might give you a call after the show as we get out of here in the next few minutes. All right, here it is. It's going to take a lot to get Freddie. You're not going to get him for nothing. Let's be honest, guys. All right. Well, here's the trade right here. Okay. Here is the trade. Johnny Level, Freddie Peralta's a 25. Johnny Level's a 15. Matos is just about a 9. And then Seymour is a 27.3. If you want to look at the Giants, who their other guys that are around a 15, you've got Webb at 53, Eldridge at 50, Bailey at 40, Josar Gonzalez 29, Roop 20. You could go Ramos. I don't really want to get rid of Ramos though. Level's the guy that's 19. He's the guy you could give up a Level and and I don't want to get rid of Jacob Bresnahan. He's their minor league pitcher of the year. You can get rid of a Matos. You could even go, if they want a Gavin Killeen type guy. But you're not. You could say Bo Davidson instead of Johnny Level, but I don't think the Giants want to get rid of Bo Davidson at this point. He could be the guy. But it's not going to be more than probably a Bo Davidson or a Johnny Level plus a couple of guys like I mentioned. It's not going to be 4 or 5 guys to go out and try and get a Freddie Peralta. Giants are going to have to overpay. I don't know if they will, though. They seem pretty cautious. We'll see. I wouldn't be opposed to going after Freddie Peralta and if he had to give up some guys, but I think giving up a Bo Davidson this early I don't think that's wise for a rental. If I got, if he's included in a deal for a Joe Ryan or something like that, maybe. Yeah, we'll see. All right. Good show tonight, everybody. I got already did I get any emails tonight for the Fantasy Baseball League? Let's see. I did get a text from somebody who had my number that let's see. I don't see anything. Nope, I don't see anything. Good to have it. So there we go. So we got one fantasy player. We got time, though. We got a lot of time. But, guys, thank you for being here. I'm not sure when we'll be back live. We'll have some videos going out as we did today. And anything.
We'll be back tomorrow to talk about the Bellinger signing.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We forgot about that one. Yeah. Wouldn't that be something? I just got here. Oh, wow. Well, should we stay another hour and 26 minutes?
Let's just start it over. Cue the band up.
All right. Let me cue the bland. Let me cue the band up. The band played a long time tonight, or maybe that was the first show we started. I can't remember. And hold on. Where's the band? Where is the band? Okay, I got to be silent for 10 seconds. That song's almost to the end, Dallas. We don't have much time. Can we go to midnight? Well, don't think that's going to work.
If they sign Bellinger, we'll go to midnight.
Uh-oh, I think we're done. Uh-oh, let me kill the music. It's going to start up again. I killed it. Let's play something different to get out of here. Let's try something different. What do we got? Do we have some Tony Victory? Does everybody want to go out with Tony Victory? Hey, I like this song. All right, guys. Thank you for being here. When are we coming back, Dallas? I have no idea. See you, Anthony.
The Giants will let us know when. It'll be the next big news.
Giants will let us know. Should I read my PSA again? Why you should keep it right here at NorCal Sports Network? Come on, guys. We've been long-time fans here. So keep it here. Dom, can I give you a quick call? I'll text you if that's cool. All right, guys, we're out. We will see you hopefully this week sometime with some more news. Be checking it out for videos. Give us a like tonight. Make sure you give this show a like, and we will catch you on the next one. Take care, everybody.